I did 2 years of a teaching degree when I first left school, and teaching was something I was quite passionate about, and obviously then footy took over. But when I got to the age of about 25, 26, I started to think that coaching would be a pathway that I wanted to take, and I was really fortunate to have Neil Craig and Charlie Walsh at the footy club who embraced that ambition for your career when you wanted to finish your footy, that coaching was a pathway, and they started to develop my coaching at that point in building a philosophy, understanding how to take drills, teach, educate, mentor, and be a leader. And they're the things in coaching, that the skill set that I wanted to develop before I finished playing.
McLeod short, Goodwin.
For myself, I was football and cricket, and I was passionate about both those sports. And there was a period of time where, I didn't think I was going to make it as a footballer. I was very small and didn't make any elite teams as a junior going through. So there was a period where I probably looked at footy a little bit differently, and cricket was going along quite successfully. And then footy, the opportunity came up. So I think what it did for me is it developed an understanding of people will develop at different rates. Whether you're 17, 18, 19, 20, people develop at different rates. They mature at different rates. So I think I've got a great empathy for the players that get picked up late in the draft, as 20-year-olds or 19-year-olds or 21-year-olds, that they're just developing at a different rate, and it doesn't mean they're not going to have great careers. Getting picked up so late in the draft, I understand the disappointment of missing out on not getting picked in the national draft, and I understand then that it is possible to end up having a really successful career even if you weren't involved in elite teams or elite squads. My number one philosophy for any player that comes in is I don't care where you get drafted, I just want you to build the habits that put you in good stead for your whole career. And if you can do that in your first year or even your second year, you're going to stand up and have a great career.
Pickett lurks about the place, then Jackson. Here's a chance, Petrarca, first of the afternoon.
Christian came in as a really highly talented young player, and what he didn't know the level of training required to be a good player. A lot of things had come easy to Christian over a period of time, and what he quickly picked up after a couple of years was you actually need to work really hard. You need to become an elite trainer, you need to become an elite preparer, you need to get your fitness levels to a position where you can execute what you want, and Christian really embraced that. He also embraced the challenge of expectation, and he had really high expectations on himself, but being able to deal with those expectations, both internally and externally, were really important to Christian. So we saw Christian evolve from a really young, immature person to a really mature person with great training habits and a great understanding of how to deal with expectation, and we're starting to get a product. So that's been a 6-year journey for Christian, and this happens for a lot of great players. It takes a long time to build what you need to build to then see the finished product, and we're starting to get the best of Christian, but it's been a really rewarding experience for me. It brings a smile to my face. I've got a father-son type relationship with him. I'm really proud of how he's gone about his life and how he's evolved as a person, and we're going to see the best of Christian for a long time to come.
Christian Petrarca, I sense there's going to be more medals coming his way. He is an A-grade superstar of the game, Christian Petrarca.
Without question, taking the Melbourne Footy Club, to their first finals appearance in 11 seasons, and not only doing that, winning 2 finals at the MCG in front of 90,000 people. It was a very special time. The club hadn't had much success for a period of time, and just to be a part of that, be able to lead that and have a playing group that really believed in the way we played to win those 2 finals was really special.
Number 36, Simon Goodwin.
In 97, 98, I was a young player and we won 2 premierships. You probably didn't value how hard they were to win. And from 2005, when Craigie took over, I think we played 6 out of 8 final series, and we were minor premiers twice. And we had some great opportunities to have some real success in finals. We weren't able to get there, and I think as a more experienced player at the time, the drive to actually succeed and how hard it is to win in this game was really evident, and that's something I've taken into my coaching, that you've got to keep giving yourself great opportunities, and to do that you've got to finish up in the top 5 teams in the competition every year to give yourself the opportunity, because even when you get to those positions, they're just really hard to win. So that's the first challenge for me as a coach, is to get our team, the Melbourne team, into a position where we're constantly in that top 4 to give ourselves a chance to win a flag. I admire John Longmire from the Sydney Swans. He's been in the game a long time. He's coached at a really successful footy club, and the Sydney Footy Club have built a really strong culture, but they've also been, playing finals for a long period of time, and even now in their position that they're in, they're developing the next bunch that are coming through to play finals footy, and you can see it already that they're going to do it quite quickly. So I really admire the Sydney Swans culture, but the way John Longmire's been able to embrace that and continue to move that club forward. My advice for younger coaches would be to make sure there's probably a few things. There's probably really embrace the journey of coaching. It's never complete, it's never finished, and you're always learning as you're going through experience, through what you experience in seasons, in games, in quarters, in conversations that you have with staff. But the real art of coaching is around the players. It's around building the relationships and being able to connect with people and unify people. So it's just the journey is so important, but be patient, and there's no right way to go from being a really junior coach to being a senior coach. There's no right pathway. People have done it in a whole different ways, but the real ability to learn, reflect, will help you create a pathway forward.